Hello YouTube world, Pretend Farmer here. Not a real farmer, just pretending. In this video, I'm going to give you some quick tips for putting roost bars in your chicken coop. And we're going to do a little experiment with changing our roost bars around. And we're just going to see how this works out here. So here is our current setup. We have the original roost bar, which goes straight across the back. And then we have the roost bar off to the side here that I kind of teed into that. Just to give some additional roosting space as it was needed. We're going to go ahead and abandon that one and tack another higher up roost bar above the other one. See if this doesn't work a little bit better for them. Now the important things to remember with roost bars is, generally when you have different levels of roost bars, your more dominant chickens are going to take the higher up bars and leave the other ones at the bottom of the pecking order to roost on the lower bars. So just keep that in mind as you mount your bars. Another thing to keep in mind is when your chickens roost, especially in the wintertime, they're pretty much going to sandwich right up against each other. So you don't need this huge massive roost bar if you've got 3 or 4 hens. They don't need a whole lot of space. They prefer to scrunch together. Now remember, the part of your chicken coop beneath the roost bars is going to be the messiest part of your coop. And that's because other than roosting at night, your chickens really don't spend a whole lot of time inside the coop. So therefore, they're going to be on those roost bars probably 90% of the time that they're actually in the coop. And they're going to be pooping all night while they sleep. So you want to make sure that those roost bars are removable or at least easy to clean under. And we might do a little experiment later on with actually putting some type of a plank or a hammock underneath of there that can actually catch their droppings and be cleaned or washed, rather than actually have it get into the bedding and have to change the bedding out. A lot of people do that sort of thing. We might try it. Never done it here yet. Okay, so there you can see the bar that ran this way is gone. And we now have a new shiny roost bar up top there. But I've offset them so that the chickens roosting on the top bar are going to be a couple feet in front of the ones on the bottom. And this is important because you don't want the ones up top pooping on the ones on the bottom. Here is an aerial view of the roost bar. That'll be the lower roost bar down there. Upper one's right here. So like I said, they're offset so that they're not stacked right on top of each other. You don't want that. Notice the way I mounted this 2x4 facing down like this so that the longest side is what they're going to be perching on. Chickens actually prefer to be able to lay their feet flat on a roost bar rather than have, say, like this thin surface here where they'd have to curl their toes around it. And that's actually important in the wintertime because it'll help keep their toes from getting frostbite. But chickens just find a wider platform like this more comfortable than they do like a round broomstick style roost bar or something of that nature. So it's getting pretty dark. We got a couple chickens out yet, but most of them's going up to roost. Let's open her up and see what kind of disaster we've got in here. Oh boy. Look at the chickens way up there. You did find your way up. We've still got several more on the way. Bucky's got his little crew of women with him over there, and they are having a quick snack. So we're going to give them time to go tuck theirself away, and we'll see where they go. All right, everybody should be settled in by now. Oh, wow, okay. So we've got Colonel Sanders up top. That's his butt right there. And he's got a whole lot of ladies with him. It looks like they're really overall preferring that top roost bar. And then over in the bottom corner, we have Bucky and 2 of his select girls down there keeping him company. 2 lavender Orpingtons on that end of the roost bar. There's like, you know what, forget everybody. We're just going to hang out over here. They're always together. And then down low, we have Snowdrop. She always sleeps on the ground. She never roosts. She's just got to be that one oddball chicken. I'm honestly shocked that Colonel Sanders ended up getting the top bar. I really thought that was going to go to Bucky. I guess maybe Bucky wasn't feeling the flight up to that high altitude roost bar, so he just said, you know what, Colonel Sanders, you can have it with all your ladies up there. but they definitely do seem to prefer the top roost bar over the one that they originally had on the bottom, which goes along with everything I read that said chickens like to roost up high. So I think this has been real successful. If you watch this channel, you know we've got a broody hen, and she is doing what a broody hen does. She's staying on her nest. Well, there you have it. You know, roost bars aren't rocket science, but hopefully I addressed most of the questions or concerns you'd have if you're trying to plan your roost bars for your chicken coop. If you feel like I left anything out, leave it down in the comments. Or if you have any good suggestions or tips, anything you'd like to share, feel free to drop a comment down below. And be sure and subscribe to this channel because we've got lots more chicken content coming up. You're not going to want to miss all these fun projects we're getting ready to do this summer. So be sure and join. Until next time, happy farming out there.